episode of Bet or Forget. I'm Britt Taylor, he's Wayne Hawkes, and Wayne, all eyes are on Perth this week, so bet or forget, the Quokka is WA's biggest race.
Bet. Love the Quokka. Didn't at the start, but I think it's going to be the race of the future in West Australia. It will be the greatest race in Perth after next year.
But we're talking about now, and if you were to ask a trainer, would they rather win a Quokka or a railway? I still think the answer would be a railway.
Of course they would. There's been 138 railways. We've had one Quokka.
I think that's the race that people would rather
Quokka has
win.
been running for 1 year,
Especially because there's only
Britt.
3 Group 1s in the West. So that makes them so much more important.
Everest is not a Group 1 race. It's a pop-up race like the Quokka, and the Everest is the biggest sprint race in the country. In the autumn, we're going to see the horses only run in Sydney and races like the TJ, and then come straight to Perth for the Quokka. You're going to be knocked off your socks, Perth, when you see the quality of field in the Quokka next year. We could have a TJ winner running in the Quokka. Mark my words. Next year, the Quokka is going to be bigger than Ben-Hur. Well, while we're on the Perth theme, Britt, let's stay here. Bustler, Stephen Parnham. He's the horse that Parnham should be riding in the Northerly. Bet or forget?
Forget. I think he should ride the stablemate Zip Away, the 3-year-old who won the Guineas on the weekend. 3-year-olds have such a good record in the Northerly. Stevie Parnham's ridden 4 Northerly winners, 3 of those 3-year-olds.
Look at this year's race. Bustler was a better winner than Zip Away last Saturday. Surely you agree with that.
But what about Zip Away dropping in weight? When you look at these horses at weight for age, when you start getting these 3-year-olds who are on the up, we haven't seen them against the older horses yet, and when they do, they often succeed with the lightweight.
Stick to the old boy. He's a Group 1 winner. Stick fat with him. Don't get off him. That's my tip.
Stevie Parnham had this exact same decision to make a few years ago. Platoon had placed in the Railway, KC had placed in the Guineas, and he had to pick which one he would ride. Both Neville Parnham's horses, his dad's, and he went with the 3-year-old, and sure enough, she became a Group 1 winner.
You love a bit of history, and sometimes history can repeat itself, but I do know one thing. We won't need plastic knives and forks at the Parnham's house Christmas time. There's no blue about the jockeys, is there?
No, Neville's in a very good position. All bases are loaded. How about this one? The emergence of Equinox has stamped Japan as having the best horses in the world.
Ooh, good question. Forget it. One winner does not make the whole breeding empire in Japan the best of the best, does it?
Well, it's not just the one winner. It's the fact that they have such a long history of producing superstars.
Doesn't New Zealand? Doesn't Australia? Have we not produced Winks and Black Caviars? Go to America, the great Sunday Silence. What about it?
And it was the Japanese that actually had the foresight to bring Sunday Silence to Japan. And didn't he become a breed shaper?
Yes.
He was Stallion
I'll
of the
concede
year on
that.
years on years
Yes.
and produced Deep Impact. Look
You
what he's done.
are right there. I'll give you that tick.
You know what I think they do really well in Japan?
What?
I think the fact that they don't rush them off to stud. You very rarely see a stallion having only had 1 or 2 seasons as a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Anime wasn't. Lonray wasn't.
But what it means is that they breed horses with longevity, and then you're breeding soundness because you know they're sound. They've raced for 5 years, and they bring that to the next generation.
I think John Magnier from Coolmore, he's the king. No one will ever dispute that. I think he would be on my side and argue against you, Britt.
Well, we will argue again next week, Wayne, on Bet or Forget.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website